Well, for years, political analysts have said something about Texas that sounded almost impossible. They said that Texas might eventually become competitive for Democrats. And for decades, that prediction kept failing. Republicans kept winning. But recently, something changed, right? Demographic shift, migration patterns, economic changes. They began to reshape that political map in Texas. Then came another development. Republicans started to see gains among the Latino voters, something that many analysts thought might permanently reshape Texas's politics. Some commentators even said Republicans had finally cracked the code with Hispanic voters. But then this immigration enforcement intensified. Policies targeting undocumented immigrants began to affect these families and communities all across Texas. And when policies affect people personally, because y'all didn't give a damn until it started touching y'all, when they affect neighbors, co-workers, church members, and relatives, politics stop being abstract. So, y'all didn't give a damn until they started dragging you into that alligator Alcatraz, now did y'all? So, for almost 60 years, Black voters in the United States have supported the Democratic Party. That voting pattern has been consistent all over American politics. Okay. After the Civil War, early 20th century, we had largely aligned with the Republican Party. That was the party of Abraham Lincoln. It was the party associated with emancipation and Reconstruction. But those political alignments shifted during the Civil Rights era, during the 1950s and 60s. Federal government began passing those landmark civil rights legislations. Civil Rights Act 64, Voting Rights Act 65. So the laws expanded protections for Black and brown Americans. It reshaped why the Black people and Hispanic people have primarily went with the Democratic Party. Over time, the civil rights activist leaders organized more, so we began to align with the Democratic Party. At the same time, the South started doing what they needed to do to get the Republican Party. So we have a historical realignment coming in the Texas races. We're starting to see that right now in the race of Texas. So let me go back and then talk to y'all about this Jasmine Crockett loss. Okay. Somebody else gonna explain it.
This is not about Jasmine's ethnicity. I know you want to make it about race. And while I would love to agree with you that I do agree that white liberals absolutely are racist and we don't even understand why y'all are still over there. But I want to help you. Like, I'm from the government. I'm here to help. I want to help you understand and be able to parse through your pain in a very healthy and productive way by
See, the Democratic Party in primary concluded the outcome surprised many people who were following that race, right? I mean, instead of Jasmine becoming the nominee, the race was won by James Tallarico. Okay, shout out to James Tallarico. So now we got this intense debate online because supporters of Crockett argue that the Democratic Party has passed over a prominent Black woman. See, people have to unpack those things. You have to unpack those things. Okay. Did you vote for Jasmine Crockett because you just wanted to vote for a Black person? Or did you vote for James Tallarico because you wanted to vote for a white person? Nobody says anything about color until it becomes something against a Black woman or a white man or whatever. Nobody says anything to the white people. Why did you vote for the white candidate? Because white people overwhelmingly vote for a white candidate. Nobody ever asks them why did they vote for the white candidate, but everybody asks the black people why they voted for the black candidate. Okay, y'all need to ask yourself that. It's dumb, and it's just dumb. So critics argue that voters simply chose the candidate they believe had the strongest chance of winning statewide. As you know, in videos prior, I said I knew Jasmine Crockett could not win because of many factors that went down the line. On top of the fact that she didn't reach out to Hispanic and Latino and white voters. Tallarico didn't reach out to black voters. So whoever wins has to reach out to that coalition that is losing. See, my problem with this race in Texas is that you white liberals, white people, Hispanic people, all the people that align with being white, I don't trust y'all to stick the line or hold the line. I just don't trust y'all to hold the line because y'all never held the line before. You never held the line when it came up against a woman or a Democrat against a white male. It's always, you always fall down. Progressives always fall down, progressive women, because the bulk of women, white women, voted for Donald Trump, even though he was destroying your birthright, he was destroying female rights, he was destroying all kinds of things that did harm to you. You still voted for the white male. So I don't trust you white folks, and I don't trust you Hispanic folks to pull us along the line. I'm going to tentatively hope that Tallarico comes across that line, but I don't trust y'all white voters, and I don't trust you Hispanic voters to pull that person across the line, because it's always been, it's always something goofy that make y'all vote for the next person, okay, instead of holding the line and holding the principles of a Democrat. So it wasn't really a surprise to me that Jasmine Crockett lost, because I had that feeling that she was, because white liberal, white Democratic women never stick with the Democratic Party. They always go with their men, and Hispanic people always go against the black coalition, go against the black candidate. If they don't have any, if they have other choices, they'll go with the other choices. They never stick the line. They never hold the line. So I tentatively hope that Texas does what they need to do to pull the Democrats across the line, but I'm not extremely hopeful for that, okay? Because I know that the Republican Party is going to pull out all the dirty tricks. The Republican Party is going to pull out all the dirty tricks. Then they're going to get people in their feelings. Oh, James Tallarico likes trans people. Oh, James Tallarico likes gay people. Or James Tallarico likes X, Y, and Z. And then a lot of y'all goofies go the different way. So this is where we at.
Helping you to realize what we've been trying to tell you guys from the beginning. It is not your ethnicity that is holding you back. It will and has always been your character. Your character and the trash cultural things that you cling to, that you refuse to abandon because you've adopted hip hop culture, ghetto culture, hood rat culture, because you've made that a part of what it means to be Black, to be debased, to be demoralized, to be debaucherous, and to embrace whoredom. And
see, I can't go along with that. You know why I can't go along with that right there? It's because you didn't vote for Kamala. Y'all didn't vote for Kamala, and Kamala showed none of those characteristics and none of those traits. Kamala wasn't ghetto, she wasn't ratchet, she wasn't any of those things. But yet and still you turned away from her in droves. So I can't go along with the character thing. It's just a false red flag that some of these liberal people put up. I don't want to hear about character, because Kamala Harris had more character in her little finger than Donald Trump ever will. So we don't want to hear about the goofy shit. That's not why.
And all that is not good and right. People are judging you, but it's not your Blackness in terms of the way your ethnicity is presented. It is your character. And so we're going to talk about it today.
But we can't talk about that. We're watching individuals get on the internet and express just how upset and angry their own party is because they chose a white man over the black woman. I get all of that too. I get that too. But it had nothing to do with her character. Don't put that into it, because Kamala Harris had character and all the characters that she needed, and you still didn't want her. So that's not what we finna do. Okay. I understand that this statement captures a major argument that immediately appeared in the primary, right? Some of the supporters argued that the outcome reflected deeper issues around representation in the Democratic Party. I get all that. Representation matters. But when a community sees candidates who reflect their experiences and background, it can influence how people view political institutions. But critics say Crockett rejected that explanation entirely. They argued the issue was not race or representation. They argued that her issue was her political style and electability. I get all of that too. But you can't come back and not vote for Kamala and then turn around and say, oh, it had something to do with your character. It had something to do with that. And Jasmine Crockett was probably easily one of the most opposite people of Kamala Harris. So easily one of those.
And I'm going to do a reaction video to just a few, not a lot, but a few TikToks and videos. And we're going to engage with Jemele Hill a little bit because she seems to be a little bit upset as well. And there is a recurring theme with all of these Black liberals, and I kind of want to talk about it. So let's get into this.
Oh, God, I gotta wipe my face in a minute. Oh. I'm gonna let myself feel it. I'm giving myself grace. I'm learning grace. Because as a Black woman, we don't get that.
I know y'all has just started. What does she mean as a Black woman? We don't get that. Get what? What is it that you as a Black woman want so bad that you feel that you are not getting? I mean, you've got the attention of everybody. What is it now? What is it? Oh, God.
And see, these are the kind of characters that be on the internet that I don't like. I don't like characters on the internet that take the opposite view and pretend as though they don't understand what's going on, or they don't understand what the issue is, why they have an issue. See, now people on the internet saying, hey, the Tellerico clan, the Hinojosa, I forgot how to pronounce her name. They need to court the Black vote. They need to court that Black vote. You just can't make it seem as though you can't court the Black vote, because they can just sit down and not vote at all. Okay. This is not about identity. Okay. They wanted to find out whether she could appeal to a broader coalition. I knew as soon as she got into the race, Crockett, soon as she got into the race, I was like, don't do that. Something said, don't do that, girlfriend. You don't need to come into this race. Okay. Don't do that, because you're coming in at least two months after Tellerico, and we got a good candidate with Tellerico. I understand that you're electable. Yes, you are electable, but against this person, you have experience. So does he. Everybody's equal. I get all of that. But you have to go with the candidate that appeals to more people. And Tellerico appealed to more people. And I get that. Okay. But here, now we got a problem. Now we got another problem. Us Democrats. You Democrats got another problem. Tellerico, because I didn't know that he jumped his ass out there. I didn't know that man jumped his ass out there talking about trans people. I didn't know he jumped his ass out there talking about religion like he did. I mean, I did, but I didn't. And that's the scary part. I did, but I didn't. Okay. And he is the one who emerged from the primary. James Tellerico built a reputation in Texas for combining religious language, progressive political ideas, and I get that. He openly talks about his faith, about Christian nationalism. He criticizes Christian nationalism and advocates progressive policy ideas. If he can articulate the progressive policy ideas, have at it. Because the goofy goofies on the right, they're going to call Democrats demons anyway. So you might as well express that you're not a demon and you understand religion from the Democratic perspective. So this combination that he's speaking is popular and it's controversial. Because what a lot of people don't understand, there's a lot of Democrats that are very religious. They're very religious too. You can't dismiss somebody because they're Democrat. You can't dismiss them and say that you're more religious than they are. He's coming on the scene saying, I'm just as religious as you. Okay. Conservative commentators started circulating old clips of Tallarico discussing religion and politics. So this is one of the clips.
Texas State Representative James Tallarico won the Democratic nomination last week in Texas's Senate primary. He's looking to become the first Democrat to represent Texas in the U.S. Senate in more than 30 years. But since his victory, he's come under fire from prominent conservative voices online, especially for how he presents his religious beliefs.
Tallarico is a devout Christian, but he's also been highly critical of Christian nationalism and other Christians that he's worked with in politics. Several clips of him talking about his faith and his political beliefs have recently resurfaced and gone viral. Take a look at this one from an interview with James Carville.
I have met so many Hindus, Buddhists, Sikh, Jews, Muslims, atheists, agnostics, who are more Christ-like than some of the Christians I served with in the Texas legislature.
Now here was Tallarico giving an Easter sermon last year.
Christ is the immigrant deported without due process. Christ is the senior deprived of their Social Security benefits. Christ is the protester kidnapped in an unmarked vehicle by plainclothes officers. Christ is the student sitting in an overcrowded classroom in a defunded school.
See, religion has always played a major role in American politics. But this debate about religion is intense because politicians want to use religious language to discuss social policy. I'm one of those people that say, keep religion out of politics. Totally, completely. We are a nation and we all have different levels of morality. All different religions, all different levels of religion. Okay? Nobody wants to be preached to. I don't want to be preached to by some Jewish person. I'm not Jewish. I don't want to be preached to by somebody who's Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I don't want to be preached to anybody but from somebody who's Muslim, because I'm not Muslim. Okay? Keep your religion in your house. Okay? A lot of supporters of Tallarico say his message reflects that compassion interpretation of Christianity that the Republicans don't have. They don't have the compassion and sympathy and empathy that Democrats have, and he's the one who's going to bring that to the forefront. And a lot of critics say his message blends religious language with progressive politics. I don't believe it's appropriate either. But we have it. We have a lot of I didn't even know in the U.S. Senate that they rose to put their hand on the chest for the flag. I didn't even know that until I started paying attention in those meetings, in the religious committee meetings, and they started pledging allegiance to the flag. I don't want no parts of religion in my politics. I don't want no parts of religion in my day-to-day when you make decisions about what is important to me and important to the American people. Okay? I don't want to have anything to do with it. Okay? He's not playing to the left ideology. He's playing to his base. He's playing to his people. Okay? His people. Has nothing to do with it, left or right. He's a religious person. Don't be mad at him because he's a religious person. Okay? And I understand this Christian call for compassion towards vulnerable people because the Republican Party has not shown any kind of compassion or sympathy for the regular American people. Okay? Yeah. The Republican Party is that ill compassionate party, because nobody can drag people into alligator Alcatraz and call themselves Christian. Nobody can call another race less than and call themselves Christian. It's a lot of hypocrisy on the right side. We're the religious right. No, you're not. You don't do anything that's Christ-like. I'm more compassionate and Christ-like than any Republican that I know. Okay, any Republican I know, and with the garbage y'all speak and the way y'all treat people, way the Republican people treat Hispanics and immigrants.
I have changed my mind. I think Jasmine Crockett might have been the more elected. And you know, she's got something going for her. These are some really cringy lines and clips and things of Tallarico. Cringier, frankly, than I had expected. I hadn't watched those clips. But Jesus is okay. This is the problem. If you just transmute religion into just your own liberalism, it has no potency. I mean, this is like tolerating yourself out of having a separate religious identity. Jesus is not a trans Muslim immigrant or who needs.
He didn't say that. The trans comment was a totally different conversation.
What I'm saying is like these are some things that are fundamental. Look, and you don't have to
see. So now we understand the weapon that they're going to use against Tallarico, because I can tell from people in the chat. No, nobody agree. Nobody has to agree with that. Black America. It shows itself through. It shows itself through the policy. Nobody. If you show policies or you put policies forth that disenfranchise older people, poor people, people of color, when you put policies forth that disenfranchise those people, women, trans, when you do that, that means you don't have compassion. You're not being as compassionate as God asked you to be. Okay? You're not being that at all. So no, y'all need to take a look at yourselves. You need to take a look at yourself. Even though both Crockett and Tallarico share the same similar policy views on a lot of issues, why did voters choose one over the other? Was it messaging? They had the same message. Was it tone? Tone, different tone. She comes across as a fighter. He don't come across as a fighter. He comes across as one of those people who want to get along. Do we need people who want to get along, or do we need a fighter in Washington? Okay, we keep getting the same. If we get a Fetterman, oh man. If we lose, oh man, any of those things, okay? So we look at the new lady that came on the scene. What's her name? Hermosa. What's her name? Hold on. The new lady who came on the scene, who is the governor, who is trying to win for the governor's seat, okay? See, you know how it's going to be an uphill battle, and I know it's going to be an uphill battle, is because you got people in the chat talking about homosexual and shit like that already. That's how I knew it was going to be an uphill battle for this man, for Tallarico, because he openly comes out and talks about trans, and he openly comes out and talks about religion. He openly comes out. So everybody knows his stand. So let's attack him just like that. Okay. This is it. So Gina comes out. She's the new governor, Democrat person running for governor. Okay. And she's been making very different arguments about the future of Texas politics. Her arguments center around the Hispanic voters. Her argument better start centering around Black voters, including Hispanic voters, including white voters. She's a female. Jesus. I don't understand how some of y'all go. I don't understand how some of y'all go. Some of y'all don't want women to be in power. Some of y'all don't want a Hispanic person to be in power. White women get jealous of women in power. If it ain't a white woman, they don't think a woman should be up there. She ain't the first. She's a woman, but she ain't white. So I ain't going to vote for her because I think a white person should be first in line. And it'd be all kinds of weird shit that y'all Democrats snatched the fucking victory from the jaws of defeat. I mean, put it in the jaws of defeat every goddamn time. Okay. This Gina believes in political dynamics, and I get that, around immigration enforcement. I just don't understand. I don't understand how any Hispanic person any Hispanic person can fix they vote and vote for Republican when you know they dragging your ass and they dragging your people and they dragging all Latinos and they dragging all these brown people. They don't give a damn what your last name is. Long if you got an accent, they're gonna throw your ass in jail. If you got an accent, they're gonna put you behind bars. Hey, you have instances where that don't happen, but the bulk of y'all going. The bulk of y'all spend a day, 2, 3, 5, 6 months in jail behind this stunt that this president is pulling. Okay, this is wild. About behind the stunt that this president is pulling. Let's listen to Gina. Let me see. Let's listen to Miss Gina, because she is poised to be the next Democratic governor in a long time of Texas.
For the Republican Party as we head toward this midterm election.
This 2026 midterm is going to be unlike anything we've seen. We are seeing Democrats making gains in Texas like we haven't seen in decades. Something is happening in Texas. And so, yes, they way underestimated our energy and our excitement. They way underestimated where the Latino vote is in Texas for this.
Well, see, you Latinos always vote for Latinos. You see the name and you vote for Latino. That is the way it is. Y'all play identity politics worse than anybody. Worse than anybody. Because we know that as soon as you see a Hispanic last name, y'all vote. We have renewed energy. We do. We have renewed energy among Latino voters. Why? Because the Republicans have been dragging their ass to Alcatraz, Alligator Alcatraz. That's all they know is that damn name, Alligator Alcatraz. And I would say it every time I get to the campaign stop. If you don't vote for me, you're going to be in that Alligator Alcatraz. So your mama going to be there. Your boiler going to be there. Your poppy going to be there somewhere. You're going to be in the Alligator Alcatraz. And I'd be all up in every Hispanic district in Texas saying Alligator Alcatraz is coming near you. They starting to put detention facilities all over this country, specifically in Texas, to put you in jail. I'd be in every damn district, to make sure they understood the stakes that's going on. Okay. And these immigrant and let them know that immigration is what changed these people. Okay. Immigration is what changed these people's mind. Okay. What this president put into place is what changed these people's mind. People keep saying, oh, it's a democratic shift. No, it has to do with Alligator Alcatraz, long and short. When this president decided that he was going to start putting them in jail, whoever, don't matter who it is, I will vote for Donald Trump. As soon as they figured out them people was going, this is what put the shift on it. And cool, some of y'all got the memo. Some of you Hispanic people got the memo. Let's hope the bulk of y'all got the memo come November. Let's listen to Gina.
Republican voters moving forward, but is that the case?
No, they're not. So I'm originally from the Rio Grande Valley. Trump won the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. We launched our campaign from the Rio Grande Valley, and people are angry with status quo. They're angry at the Trump administration and the Republican leadership that has enabled it. And so Latinos swung in a big way. Let me give you let me put into context what that means for Democrats in this midterm election. In 2018, Beto got 64% of the Latino vote. Okay. He came really close to flipping Texas. In 2026, when I get 64% of the Latino vote against Abbott, I win because there's more Latinos in the voting pool. Taylor Ramette, who just flipped an open Senate seat in Tarrant County, the largest Republican county in the whole state, in the whole country, he got 79% of the Latino vote, right? It is pretty incredible the way Latinos have swung in a big way. Really, these immigration attacks on our families, on our communities are personal. Many of us are from mixed status families. My own mother was not born in this country. My grandmother never became a citizen. So these attacks are literally hitting home for so many Latinos in Texas.
And I don't know why the goofy Republicans didn't figure this shit out. I don't understand what you thought was going to happen You start dragging these people to Alligator Alcatraz. You start dragging these people in the street. You start shooting these people in the street. You start putting kids in the back of vehicles. You start chasing people down at the schools. You start snatching kids out of schools to hold them hostage so their mama and daddy will come get them. When you start, and they all Hispanic and maybe Haitian and whatever the fuck, you start doing that. Why did you think that you was going to get enough people to win? And this Texas is going to be the test case. All over the country, people are rejecting the Republican policy. People come on here all day and say, "Oh no, they love Donald Trump." Don't nobody care about Donald Trump now. They care about their family. They care about you dragging them to Alligator Alcatraz. They care about the fact that y'all don't give a damn about them. All my family get dragged to Alligator Alcatraz, and I keep saying Alligator Alcatraz because everybody know what that is. But Alligator Alcatraz is all over this country. They are building facilities to house all of these immigrants. Legal, illegal, don't matter. And then they made the illegal seem as though you crossing the border makes you some kind of hunted down serial killer. So we got to get you up out of here, and we got to drag you, and we got to drag you by the feet, the head, and nail. We got to drag you everywhere. Raiding these goddamn construction sites, raiding these restaurants. Why did you think, as the Republican Party, that you were going to be able to keep the Hispanic vote? Some of y'all goofy Latinos is over there. Some of y'all goofy goofies is still over there in the Republican Party. Okay, we still got y'all. We still see some of y'all goofy asses over there voting. And this is why I'm still not trusting of you Hispanic people and trusting of you white people in Texas, because y'all love to go to the well and drink and still get knocked over the fucking head. They're going to hit you in the back of the head, and you still going to go over there and vote for them instead of turning away from them in droves and trying something else. You damn sure know if you would have voted for Kamala, she wouldn't be having all this deportation shit. Your families wouldn't be in trouble. They wouldn't have dropped TPS. DACA wouldn't be in trouble. All of these things for people of color would not be in trouble if the Kamala would have got hired. I don't give a fuck whether she goofy or she can't speak or nothing else. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I care about the fact that y'all wouldn't be in the trouble that y'all in. Y'all need to learn your lesson. Please learn your lesson and vote accordingly. Okay? So when these people feel targeted by these policy decisions, their political attitude is going to change. Your attitude, you Hispanic, you Latino attitudes better change, specifically in Florida. It better change. It better change quick. Okay? So she said the immigration attacks on their family and community are personal. Now they personal. We as Black people nationally knew it was going to be personal. We knew it was going to be that way. Why the fuck you think we voted at 92% clip? Why do you think Black women voted at a 92% clip? Because we saw it coming. A mile away. We saw it coming. Now everybody regret that they voted for the Trump administration. So we got Gina over here running for the governor of Texas with Hot Wheels Abbott. Okay. But the Republicans thought, oh shit, let's gerrymander Texas. Let's change the map in Texas. Now that we got these these Hispanic voters. No, you don't have Hispanic voters. You fucked up. You fumbled the ball. You fumbled the ball with this Hispanic base. You thought it was going to be okay to drag these people into Alligator Alcatraz, their family, all that. I did a freaking video with Hispanic people a couple weeks ago, and I had goofy Hispanic people in the chat talking about, oh, I don't regret voting for Donald Trump. I don't care what he do with my people. This is what they were saying to me. I don't care what they do with them people. Them people ain't me. Them people should come here legally. What kind of shit is that as a people? Y'all need to get y'all people together. Y'all people in Texas need to get y'all coalition together. Y'all Latinos need to be on the same page. Even though Texas is one of the fastest growing states in the country, it continues to gain people to go there, and the population grows. Congressional representation, more Hispanics need to run, more Black people need to run. Okay, let's listen to Gina. Let's listen to Gina. Hold on.
governor in Texas when it comes time to see that reapportionment happen?
Yes, so Republicans in Texas are already getting ready for those 4 to 5 congressional seats that we are projected to gain in Texas because we're growing faster than the other states. So they have already set in place plans to redistrict our state house and our state senate to begin to gerrymander those houses within state government to draw the maps. And this would lock out Democratic control of Congress for a generation, because at that point, Texas becomes too big and the math no longer works for Democratic control. Because these congressional seats equate to electoral votes for the White House, we won't be able to elect a Democrat for president for a generation. So those are the stakes.
Yeah, those are the stakes. So you Hispanic people need to get all your people on page. Y'all need to get all your people on brand, okay? Because otherwise you're gonna be locked out. What we're watching in Texas now is more than just a single election, right? It's about the future direction of one of the largest political coalitions in the United States. Black voters, Latino voters, progressive activists, suburban voters, all negotiating with future Democratic coalition and what it's gonna look like. And because Texas grows faster than almost any state in the country, the political decisions made shape the balance of power in Washington for years to come, is what you're saying. So we need you all in Texas to get your shit together. We need you to get your shit together, and we need y'all to be on the same page. All of that enthusiasm, black, Hispanic, white, all of that. The Hispanic people need to be courting the black vote. They need to be courting the Hispanic vote. Because white folks, I don't trust you, white folks, because I didn't trust y'all with Kamala. I didn't trust y'all with, I just can't trust y'all. So we need the Hispanics and we need the blacks to come on out and do what they got to do. If y'all want to flip Texas, y'all need to do what you all have to do, okay? And that's cool. Texas can stay. I hate for Texas to stay red, but if y'all don't get y'all stuff together, the black votes don't get courted because y'all said Kamala didn't court y'all Hispanics. So now y'all need to start courting the black vote. The black vote is the most consistent Democratic vote in Texas. So you need to be courting that black vote. You need to shore that black vote up, Miss Gina. You need to shore that black vote up, Mr. Tallarico. Okay. I don't trust you white folks because y'all flip-flop. Y'all gonna see 2 white men and y'all gonna decide, oh, he's stronger than him. He got a record in the Senate. John Cornyn got a record. So we got to keep John Cornyn. And then you white folks gonna go for John Cornyn. And then you gonna have some of the Hispanics go for John Cornyn. Then you gonna have a little bit of black go for John Cornyn. We gonna look up and we be done lost with Tallarico. So I need you Hispanic people to start reaching out to those black folks, X, Y, and Z. White folks, I need you to sit your ass down and vote like you a Democrat. Black folks, stop talking about staying home. We got an opportunity to flip this state. If we can flip this state, reach out, do what you got to do. Don't sit out, vote Democratic, because our vehicle to success, black people's vehicle to success, has always went through the Democratic Party. We have never had legislative success through being a Republican. We have always had success. Our vehicle has always been the blue car. The red car can be shiny all they want to, but the blue car has always given us the vehicle for progress. Black and brown people, the vehicle for progress. Okay? So you need to figure out how to reconcile yourselves with the blue vote and vote accordingly. Okay? Vote accordingly. Okay? And this is all I have to say on this subject. I want the Texans to do well. I want them to win. I want us to flip Texas, of course, but it's up to you all to get that ground game out. But then again, like I said, Beto O'Rourke went to all 254 counties in Texas, and y'all still wouldn't let him flip that seat away from Tom Cruise, away from Cruz. And Cruz is the shittiest senator that Texas has got. And y'all still voted over Cruz. White folks, you still voted Cruz in over Beto O'Rourke. So I don't trust y'all, white folk, because y'all gonna flip-flop on the motherfucker. So now we need to show up the black and the Hispanic vote so we can make sure that Gina gets in, because y'all gonna see a strong white man, and then y'all be like, yeah, let's get him in over the female. A lot of y'all think like that. So y'all please hit that like, share, and subscribe. I will be back with more content, and this content is gonna be regarding the other side, the Republican side. I will definitely be back. Give me a couple minutes and I'll be back with some more content. Y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate all y'all. I'll be back. Give me about 30 minutes. I'll be back.